Greetings, y'all. It is Matt from the Green Arcade. We are back playing some more Farming Simulator 22. So, we've bought a few things. Got the little, this is a little John Deere skid steer that just came out in the mod hub. So I got a stump grinder and a forklift because we're going to need both. I'm going to head these on up to the sawmill. Good pre-evening, Twitchy. How's it going? So we got that. We're probably going to get a couple more things. But I want to take these up. I got to take these up and drop these off at the sawmill because we're going to need both of these up there. We also bought some land. And old man's already down here. So we bought that one there, old man. Let's bring him in. Good evening, old man.
Good evening.
So we got that field, and then we got 117 across the road from it. So we own both of these fields. And we're going to start harvesting. They both have soybeans in them. I decided to go ahead and pick them up. They weren't too expensive. And our contract for sugar beets, we made a lot of money on sugar beets. Because apparently on this map, there's money in sugar beets. So we might have to get into sugar beets. I know old man's excited for that.
Very excited.
But yeah, the contract that me and Phil did, it took us all day to finish that contract. And it was dark 30 when Phil, we stayed in here. I had some internet problems. I think it kind of pinged him out again, or what's the word? Not ping.
Dropped them, kicked them.
Dropped them, kicked them. It was the packets. That's it. My packets kind of just shot up there like to 20 for some reason. But then a few minutes later, 2-3 minutes later, went back down to 0. I can't explain it. I don't know. It's just the internet, you know. Internet sucks. So, we worked on it, and Phil, he left. I guess he got kicked out and he left. And then I finished it. It was dark 30 when I finished it. We got, after we leased the equipment, I guess, from the farmer or whatever, we ended up with $151,000 just from the contract. But there was a ton of sugar beets left in the field. So I finished harvesting all of those, and it turns out that we actually made more just on what was left in the field by, you know, going ahead and harvesting them and taking them and selling them at the highest price. It turns out we actually made more doing that than we did on the actual contract. Because apparently, and I didn't really take note of this, but apparently sugar beets, you can make a lot of money on sugar beets on this map. Because, you know, normally I think the average price on the other maps is like maybe $320, $330 something dollars. But apparently these go up to right now $600. I think we sold them at $640 something maybe. And they're going up even higher now. $657 looks like the highest right now. But if you look at this, $729 is the peak price. So they could even go over $729. So there's money in sugar beets on this map. So yeah, we made a lot of money on just what was left in that farmer's field. So we bought some acreage, and we bought a few new toys. Probably gonna get some more here. We're getting kind of back down to no money again, but. And then another update here. Old man was right when we streamed. What was it, last Saturday? Yeah. This is the sawmill, right? So you see this kind of dark green puzzle piece looking area? That's where the factory set, the furniture factory. And old man said that he thought you had to own the factory. On Nadenthal, you didn't have to own the factories, you just had to own the land to sell, like, the productions. You know, we had the bakery, you know, and all that stuff that we sold. I think we had the dairy down there, maybe, and I think it might have been a sugar mill or something. I can't remember what all was down that road. But on this map, you can buy the land, and that doesn't mean you can sell the factory. But old man said he thought you had to buy, like, actually purchase the production, you know, part of it. And it turns out he was right, because I went in on a test map and purchased it, and you can sell that production, but you have to own that production. It does not just the land, but the production itself. So naturally, I got rid of that thing because we're not going to make furniture, I don't think. I am really just more kind of interested in making this kind of stuff, the prefab walls and stuff like that from the Platinum expansion, and then delivering the lumber to, wherever it takes them. There are some sell points out there, so we're going to drop off this flatbed here. This is what we'll use. This flatbed was an investment too, because this is also what we'll use to haul those pallets down and around. Now this sawmill here, you can get rid of the wood chip bin there, but you can't get rid of the big green building. So when you sell, you can actually buy this production and sell the sawmill. It only gets rid of the wood chip thing, and then it gets rid of the cell markers on the ground. But the building, can't get rid of it. Now you can get the hide objects mod. I tried that. Like I said, with great power comes great responsibility. And you can get rid of most of it. There are some things on here that apparently you can't get rid of. So like this little electrical box, it's phase throughable. It's not a collidable. The lights hanging up there, you can't get rid of those. So they're just kind of hanging in the air magically if you get rid of the building. You can get rid of the pallets here because, you can climb all over them. Basically, if it's a collidable object, you can get rid of it. But there's a lot of stuff. Now keep in mind, there's a lot of stuff that you can't get rid of, and I decided I don't want lights just magically hovering in the air because that looks weird. So we're just gonna leave that there. All right. Now we might get rid of the sawmill part of it because unless we just want to make extra pallets of small boards, because I think that sawmill only makes the small boards. I'm pretty sure. I think it's only going to spawn the small boards. So, but I'm going to dump this off here. Old man's already down there harvesting. I got to get down there. Let me go get the trailer that we bought for the sugar beet contract. And we'll use that to hold our soybeans. And like I said, I think I'm going to buy one more thing. Actually, now that I bought that harvester and trailer and stuff, I need to go pick up a harvester toy and a trailer toy at some point, because I haven't done that yet. How do you like that harvester?
I love it.
Is it good?
Yeah, this is one of my favorites.
They updated that pack. That's actually from a pack. You got a smaller one, I think a 1660 International Harvester, and then you got that one, the 2188. Goes up to 10,000 liters, and they updated the pack to make that one that you're driving there specifically. You can change it from an EU version to a US version, and I've always wanted a US version one of those, and they finally updated that to where you can do that. So naturally we got the US version. I haven't heard from a whole lot of people in chat. I heard from Twitchy. I see a few people watching. I mean, I guess everybody's probably, they're getting into, I don't know if it's big elsewhere around the country, but around here, people get into ball season really heavy.
Yeah, it's Little League and
yeah, Little League, softball, baseball, t-ball. I think there's a wee ball now.
track and field.
Yeah, basically people are just getting into basically baseball pretty much. So,
well, this weekend's daylight savings time, isn't it?
this weekend? Yep, you're right. Yeah, it is.
We need to keep it this one time only. Don't keep moving it.
Yeah. I thought that was a federal thing that they were doing, and it was going to be like, coast to coast, but apparently it's not.
No, I think there's 2 states right now, and I know Arizona's one. that actually stays with one time.
Trying to think, it's selective. Like there's a whole bunch of states that are either doing it or not doing it.
So they changed it.
Yeah, because I think from what I read and understood, the U.S. House, that bill stalled in the House. So the states individually, I guess some of them decided to either do it or not do it, either to vote to do it or voted not to do it. So it looks like it's going to be like a really confusing mix-up when you travel this country, because you'll literally be like traveling through time. You don't have to go 88 miles an hour. You just got to go to the next state.
See, that's one thing about like truck driving. These guys that go like coast to coast, it's really going to mess with their time.
Yeah. What they may have to do is start going by Zulu time or something. Or what's that one? The GMU or something like that. Can you show us the property you bought? You mean like on the map, Twitchy? I can do that, yeah. As soon as this thing gets done saving.
Wow, that was a big lag spike.
Yeah, it took you a minute to sink in there, I saw too. Probably all the stumps and trees I cut. Where am I at? Okay, yeah, here we are. So we bought field 117 and 96 over here. Down south. I went ahead and picked up field 50. Passing by it now. We bought, on the stream, we bought 101 and 135 on Sunday. So we've got a big field there we can plant in the spring. And then we already owned 72, 130, 146, which is a sawmill. And then we bought these little ones over here, 73 plot, 119, and 116. So the ones, GMT, that's it. I couldn't remember the time thing. It's GMT, yeah. But yeah, these have, if we go to growth, those two are ready to harvest, and then 50. So we'll have a little bit of crop, and we may go ahead and just sell it. It depends on if we can make it fit all in this truck, and maybe the auger wagon we're gonna get. That would be nice, because then we could just park it in the shed up there and keep it. Because we may not have enough money to get a silo. So if it won't all fit in this truck, we'll sell. We may sell some of it and keep the rest in this truck. So. It is soybeans, so it'll be a low yield, but you know, you never know. Alright, did you cut a path here? Yeah, it looks like you did. These are some decent sized fields. I mean, for, you know, little of us right now.
It kind of fits with the harvester that we got.
Yeah. Let's see. If you will cut a path over here. Oh, there's a ditch over here, isn't there? Is there a drive up there?
Yes, there is, but I didn't cut a path to it. I can get that done right now.
Let me, yeah, go ahead and cut a path to that little drive there, and I'm going to pull up in there. It would, Twitchy, but the land around our farm is so expensive. When you look at the land surrounding our farm, here's our farm right here. It's mostly big fields. So these are plotted fields. So you got land that's 763,000. You got land that's, I can't see that. What does that say? 616,000. I wish they'd put some stuff behind those red numbers. The smallest fields up there are in the 200,000 range. So yeah, 232,000. We bought the small little properties like there, the farm itself, this little thing. But most of the cheaper farmland is elsewhere. So we're trying to go with the cheapest farmland right now, because we can have more land, but it's spread out. And that's really kind of the way it goes, when you're starting out, I guess, as a farmer. You're trying to find some land that's, cheaper, worth the bang for your buck. And when you don't have a lot of bucks, you can't really have a lot of bang. So that's true in everything in life. But, yeah. So that's why we're kind of spread out. These fields were cheap, and they have soybeans in them, so... Okay. So I'm just going to park the truck right here. We're going to get another tractor. And I was debating on getting a Massey. And we still may at some point. But for right now, I think it's time for us to go green, old man.
Or white.
Or white.
Or white.
There's a white one.
Yeah, there's a white one.
See the white one? Can you see stream?
Oh, not the case white.
That's a white one.
No.
No?
There's a white one.
There's a white one. That's white.
No.
Let's see. There's another white one over here somewhere.
That's that one that Valtro's too European.
I think there's a white one. You know what? They took the other white one out. They took the other white one out, old man. The Lamborghini. It's gone. And there is a white one. It's actually pretty cheap. The only problem with this one, I haven't researched this one. I need to research this one to see what year it was made. It's a Series 3 2110 white. It's a field moth.
I don't think we're putting a GPS on that one.
You don't think so? Think it's older than 95? This would be a good tractor to have, like, for something that doesn't require GPS, maybe?
We should get that one for more like animal work or
yeah,
within the yard work type things.
Yeah, we will get this one, I think, because that's not a bad price. It's only $26,300. Right now, let's see. Fuel costs are going to eat you up with as much traveling between fields. Well, yeah, but I mean, we don't have to travel too far. It's not that bad. So I think we're going to go with a deer. This is the 4755. I'm not going to put the fuel tank on it. I think I'm going to keep the engine like that for right now. We can always upgrade later. I'm going to keep the wheel set up like that. I don't know what that is. That adds the bracket on the front. I think I'm going to put the bracket on the front. No weights, and you'll see why. This just changes the air stacks. I'm just going to keep those standard. I'm trying to keep the cost down on this. It has the Starfire attachers. What is that? Oh, that does the front thing. No, we don't need that. Front loader attacher, I am going to put that on. Definitely going to have GPS. And I think that's it for this one. There is another model that's a little... That other model that had... good evening there, Fuzzy Farming Sim. The other model that had... Remember the one that had the antenna that whipped around? Fantastic model, but for some reason, and it could be my ever-aging computer, it was very kind of laggy, kind of framey when I operated it. So this is another version. It's still an updated version from the original version by AAA Modding. But this is another version that doesn't have, I guess, maybe as much detail or polys or whatever to the model, because it doesn't lag as bad. It may still lag a little, but it's not as noticeable as the other one. The other one, very noticeable. So, yeah, I think that's it. So we're getting this. For 116, even that's a little more than I really wanted to spend. I guess putting the GPS on. Yeah, putting the GPS on and the front loader attacher did it, but I really want to do those. So let's buy that. Because we really need another tractor that we can use with a front loader kind of thing. There is a 2-wheel drive version of that, but we really need the 4-wheel, I think. And there's that other version. This one has the antenna on it that whips, and it's got a little more detail to it. So I got some other tractors in here that we may look at later on, but for right now we'll do that. And I'll get the arms for that later. Can you dump into this? I was fixing to say. Are you tall enough?
It's no, I had to go to the back of it, so.
Oh, you couldn't do it from the side?
No.
Okay, let me see about this auger wagon here then. I got one for us. It's right there. We can expand the capacity on it. We can go really big for 24/7. I don't know that your pipe will reach into that. Now the wood panel one, it probably would. There's that one that has a slant on it. Almost kind of like that one because you know it has the cover and stuff on it. But that's kind of weird looking. Or we can go base, which is 19,004. What is the cost on them? That's 600. That's 150, and that's 350. I wonder why that's more. I guess because of the tarp, maybe the cover and all that. I'm wondering. I kind of like the wood panel. I think we'll go with the wood panel one. And wheel setup. Standard. I kind of like that. Kind of like the and I guess you can put a rear hitch on here to tow a box trailer, which we do have one of those too, so we could actually expand this a little more. Let's see, extension metal colors. What? You can change that? Oh, look at that, you can. Well, ain't that fancy. See, there's galvanized. I almost like either the green or the yellow. Sorry, y'all.
I think I'm liking the yellow more.
You like the yellow more?
Yeah.
Gives it a little more
Pop.
Yep. And then, oh, can you put a cover on this? You know what? I don't know if you can. I don't think you can put a cover on this, can you? Well, if you can, we'll put a yellow cover on it. I don't know that that's going to make a difference. It doesn't make a difference in price. It doesn't affect it at all. So, whoops. Hang on. And make sure all this is there. I'm going to make it yellow just in case we can. I don't think you can on this one, though. I think that's the other one. So we'll get that for $29.8. And don't forget, we are doing a plowing contract up north. Wow, that's a little taller than I thought it would be. Well, we're gonna see if this will work. I don't know if it will or not. It's a little taller than I thought it was gonna be. Starting a new save. Yeah, this is kind of we started this last Wednesday, about a week ago. This is actually Frankenmuth 4X by Taylor Farms. So all the hoses hook up to this. That's nice. Got all the hydraulic hoses that hook up in the back there. PTO's ready to go. Alright. And we can put our pipe up that way. Can we put a tarp on there? No, we cannot. I was pretty sure you couldn't on this one. You can if you do that slanted one, but not this one. Then I will have to go back and get some. I've got a older set of front loader arms for this deer, so. Alright. Yeah, that other model you could do like a CB radio in, and it had the whipping antenna, and I think it had some monitor extras you could put in here, but man, we don't need all that. Alright, I'm on my way. Now I'm on my way. Missed the Bluetooth connections? Let's see, put your pipe out and we'll see if this works.
Going 6.
Okay.
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh,
works.
look at that, it works. Yeah. Now I gotta just adjust all my stuff. Oh. Okay. 1.6. Pull forward a little. There we go, and then I gotta set up my GPS. Okay. Alright. So yeah, that totally works. Uh-oh.
Yeah, there's a telephone pole.
There's a telephone pole there. Those are not phase throughable, by the way.
So does that mean we can hide them?
No. I'm told if you hide the telephone poles on his maps, that the wires do something really weird.
Really?
So yeah, it's with great power comes great responsibility. So we're not going to be really utilizing that hide objects mod too much. There might be certain circumstances.
I'll keep that power to you.
Yeah, I have a feeling with kind of like the sawmill, these houses and stuff. I'm sure they probably have like the little electrical boxes outside and stuff. I think that's collidable, but yeah, like these little boxes here. I'm worried that these might be phase throughable, although I can get up on that one, so I don't know. But see, I can't get up on that one. Or well, maybe I can. I don't know. Oh, that one I bet is not. I bet that's not a collidable. I bet that one's not. I don't know. What I will do, okay. If we come along a situation where it's something that we might want to consider hiding, I'll load up the test map, try it there first, make sure it works, and then we can come back later and do it. But that's something that we'll have to plan out. You know, it's like a demolition. You know, you got to sit down and plan those things out. You know, learn how many sledgehammers you need, how much TNT you need, whatever. And then you plan it out, and then you execute it, and then you demolish the building. So
yeah, but doesn't TNT and you don't get along very well?
Yeah, well, that was our first time, and I mean, it would hold water. I mean, we tried to build an aqueduct on Minecraft, if you don't know, guys, and we dug the tunnel to place the TNT, and we placed the TNT. We had a pretty good significant amount of TNT, and we might have used a bit too much because we didn't make an underground aqueduct like we wanted. We made a Grand Canyon that was very wide and very deep. Yeah. So we learned a lesson with TNT on Minecraft.
Is that video on YouTube?
I don't know. I don't know if it is or not.
We're going to have to research it.
If it's not on YouTube, it's possible that it might be in my files somewhere. But that's been many sleeps ago. So Where's your number at? There you are. Here's the second one down there. What's the 8910?
Is that the one doing the contract?
No. I didn't hire that out up there. The 8910. Oh, that's this one. Oh, you left the engine running.
Oh.
Okay, that's why. I was like, wait a minute. Why am I seeing that? Here's the one. Here's the contract we're doing. We got a plowing contract up here. So, yep, it disappeared after that.
Gotta remember to do that.
Yeah, I was gonna put that always leave engine on, but I think I'm gonna. It seems like it stays on now. I don't. The mod's in the mod hub, and I was gonna, because every time I come back to a vehicle, usually I'm going across the map somewhere, and then I'll come back and the engine will be off, and then I gotta start again, blah blah blah. But it seems like they're staying on. So I don't know. Maybe they changed that. Orange soda. So yeah, that contract on that field, I'll get that finished. That's another 158 grand right there. And we're going to be selling maybe the soybeans, but we're definitely going to be selling the stuff at the sawmill. Probably this winter. I was going to look at that. Does that stuff change? Where's that one what's the one that we like to sell? The prefab wall. Where's that at? There it is. Well, I don't know. That says November. So that's like right now. Guess we could sell that tonight. Sell whatever's up there. I think there's one prefab wall up there. And I know there's some like long planks. See, that says August for them. That's weird. See, it's flat all the other months. There's not a big difference though in the minimum price versus the high price. So I don't know I don't think that's accurate. I don't know. That's weird. It's like it hasn't been tracking the prices on those or something. Because they're all kind of flat. Tips for someone starting a new farm. It can be a bit intimidating and overwhelming just starting fresh. There's money in beans. Somebody will probably post the emote after I said that. There's definitely money in soybeans, and that's what we're harvesting right now. Old man's harvesting the soybeans out here. Go over and look at the plant itself. This is what it looks like when it's ready to harvest. Now these are a little bit different. These are custom. These are put into rows, but these are kind of what they look like in general. There's money in beans. I would say just starting out, contracts are going to be your best friend. Because contracts, I will say this, if you're just starting brand new, never played the game, just starting out, contracts are where it's at. Because over the course of the year, if you're playing with seasons and the calendar on, you can do contracts and you can use their equipment. And I recommend using their equipment because that gives you an idea of what kind of equipment and kind of, what you want to go with in the future. Now, starting out, the equipment that you own is probably going to be some small equipment to medium equipment. And that's okay because, the land that you own is probably going to be small like we're doing now. And you'll want this small equipment to do that. But this gives you the opportunity to use a lot of this big equipment. It lets you try out cotton if you want to try out cotton, soybeans, corn, all the crops basically. Root crops, sugar beets, potatoes. If you want to do that. And then there's other contracts. There's plowing, there's fertilizing, spraying, cultivating. I can't even remember them all. So yeah, contracts are going to be your friend. You make money with them. Um, I wouldn't like try to jump into specialty stuff like cotton and stuff like that. I would start small. You know, you can definitely start small when you look at your equipment. Start out with maybe some small to medium tractors. I think if you start on Elm Creek, they start you out with maybe this Massey, this 7810 John Deere, the 4755 John Deere. I think that's the 3 that they start you with over there. But yeah, I mean, that's fine. You know, start with these tractors. You know, start small. They start you with some basic equipment. Just and you can do whatever you want to do. I mean, whatever crop you want to do. If you want to get into animals, that's great. I would say save some money first. Maybe do a year farming. Maybe get some hay bales and stuff ready for them or something. Because, you know, they're going to need hay and they're going to need, you know, depending on what animal you get. Chickens take, I think they take like barley or wheat or something like that. Sheep take grass or hay. Cows will eat hay. Horses eat hay. Yeah. Contracts is kind of where it's at. Contracts, you get to do the stuff before you actually have to do the stuff. Or before if you want to do the stuff and have to do the stuff. So... guess I don't need my hazards. I'll leave my beacon on, but I don't need my hazards for here. Does this have... well, it does have lights on the back of it. Okay. This is the auger, the John Deere auger wagon that not too long ago dropped in the PC mod hub. I don't know if this is for console as well or not. It might be. We do have another box, I guess, that we could put on that, and I'm trying to remember where that's at. Is it under trailers? Yeah. So not that. This goes with the lawnmower. Don't want. We could probably hook that up on the back of this, but that would be very, very silly looking. That goes with the lawnmower. It's this box one right here. So this is like a... I guess, is this like a... what do you call those things?
Gravity wagon?
Is it like a gravity wagon? You know, the ones we've been seeing dropping in the mod hub? I guess that's what this... where does it come out at? Oh, maybe at the bottom down there.
Yeah, I think it's a belly dump or...
yeah, it looks like I see something down there in the kind of the almost the center there. It's kind of hidden. You can't really tell. But this only holds 8,000 liters. But you can put a warning triangle on it, so that's nice. You've played quite a bit, but you're just struggling getting back into the game. Well, it's like a bicycle, you know. It's like riding a bicycle. And you'll be happy to know that this mod that's loaded in, the Load King Distinction, is a realistic mod because it is made by giants. So... I think everything... these are really the only trailer mods we have in here. And these are... I would say these are probably all realistic. We're going to get old man this mower right here when we get into silage. And we'll let him mow with this.
That's fine. As long as you get to walk behind. Uh-huh.
What is this? Like, it's not even like a 42 inch. This is like a 20-something inch or something, or maybe a 30-something inch. What's the width on this? 1 meter. How many inches is that? Hey, Siri. How many inches is 1 meter?
1 meter is 39.37 inches.
I was close. 39. So that's that. It comes with some stuff, though. The trailer we saw. And then there's a windrow thing somewhere, I think. Is it under windrowers? You know what? It may not be under... What would that be under? It's a pickup thing, so maybe forage wagons? Yep, there it is. You get the sweeper. So you can hook the sweeper up to the back of it. Just start sweeping up. Oh, it has a fictitious capacity, though. Wow, when you go from the realistic capacity to the fictitious capacity... So the realistic capacity is 350 liters. That will fill up in 10.2 seconds. The fictitious capacity is 4,500. Whew, that would take a while. All right, are you getting full yet?
I'm emptying.
Okay.
You were shopping, so.
I was shopping. Yeah, I got to be shopping.
We're gonna need a baler, though.
Yeah. We can't afford one.
No.
So we're gonna have to do this. Finish the harvesting tonight. Maybe if we have time, get to selling the pallets that we do have, and we may sell some of these soybeans if we don't have enough room for them. So, you know what the next question would be? Will this empty into that trailer? I'm hoping it's tall enough, or that the pipe is high enough. I'm a little worried and concerned as I drive up closer to it. It's getting bigger and bigger. It's for giving kids a ride around the pumpkin patch. There you go. If we have to park this truck in a ditch to offload this... Oh no, it's doing... Well, it was doing okay. It's probably going to be one of those sensitive trigger things. Yeah, there we go. It's going to be one of those things where you got to get it like right on the corner. I hate that. I don't know what causes that, but you can't like put it... Obviously, I mean, it's like you can't put it right there. So we're either probably going to have to put it like right on the corner or right on the edge of it. But it will offload into it, so... Then we gotta remember to go down south of here and harvest that field over there too. Because we do own those. Oh, let's see. Balers. Wow, we can't even afford that small Massey thing. We can't even afford to feed ourselves. Oh wait, we can't afford one of them. We can afford the square baler. Which one's American? I think it's this one. Really, changing the tires adds $2,000 to it. Well, we'll have to stay with those kind of tires on it, I guess, maybe. That's $12,000. We can afford this right now. $12,000, we'll be broke. I mean, we're already broke. But at least we'll be able to bail our bales up. And you know what? We could pick up the bales with that step deck trailer that we got. Because we don't have a pickup wagon. Pickup thing.
Do we have the bale forks?
Not yet, but we can.
Yeah, I'm sure they don't cost that much.
Yep. Whew, caught that in time. Had to sneeze. Used to be the man. The lonely farmer. Are you the man? Are you the man? The man? Are you the? Are you the man? The man. What was it? 1980 something or something like that, or 1890 something. Are you another man? Okay, so you're the man. The man. Okay. That's going to be different, the man. I'm used to seeing the man and your numbers behind there. I think, what was it, 1981 or something like that? I see 81 in that name, so that's... I bet that's... kind of why that's probably the same then. I hear your GPS. I hear your GPS. What is that, Trixie? Huh? You hear the neighbors? Sounds like they're loading something up. I can't complain about my neighbors. They don't make a lot of noise. Every now and then they'll, you know, mow their yard or load something up, but I can't really complain. They don't party outside or play loud music or... Okay. So you're not at work anymore, or you're just not the man anymore? Not the man at work anymore. How do you get to be the man at work? To be the man, you've got to beat... Oh, wait, that's not it. Let's see. What was the phrase? I am the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever... Nope, that's not it. That's not it. I'm going through all the wrestler... what do you call them? Their promo, whatever. Promo stuff. Opening my second bottle of orange soda. Well, to be fair, that one was already opened. That one, I left that from this morning. Woo, that one got more kick to it. That is a fresh orange soda. Hey, Boone. How's it going? Say, and that's the bottom line. Cause no, that's not it. Oh. Well, you gotta tell the new manager you're the man. You gotta inform him. You could say, "Woo!" I'm the man. What is it? High styling, profiling, woo! Ric Flair. Oh boy. Or you could be like, oh yeah, Macho Man Randy's now. Want to hear a joke? Sure, as long as it's clean. This is a teeny-tiny auger wagon.
It is small.
It's a good starter, but I think I go just slightly faster than you. And you can really tell the difference with a smaller auger wagon. So I'm going to try to empty this on the side here, see how it goes. I think if I get right on the edge, or right on the corner, now I can do it from the corner. Can I do it on the edge? Yeah, there we go. You got to put that black thing, it's got to rest right on the edge to do it, but it does work. Wow, you can even hear it. That sounds old. I think we need some WD-40 on that, maybe a little bit. It's not squeaking yet, but you can hear it chug-a-lugging. What did the upper management tell the employee that has worked there 19 years for their anniversary? We'll pay you less and you'll do more? That's usually how it goes. I don't know. What'd they tell them?
Probably nothing.
Probably nothing. Get to work? I don't know. Nothing because they did care. Nothing because they did care? Or didn't care. Probably didn't care. So if they did care, they would say something. Didn't care, yeah, okay. No, he didn't get a new job, he got a new boss. So, well, kind of got a new job then too. Maybe a little bit. A lot of times you get a new boss and it just turns into a whole new thing. That's kind of the one thing about healthcare. Is like we can get a new boss and yeah, they can, you know, make us do like paperwork and stuff different. But as far as like patient care goes, there's really only one way to start an IV. There's really only one way, to do stuff, and it's pretty universal across the board. So if something changes, it's because it's changing across the board, probably, nationwide, worldwide, something like that. But for the most part, it's pretty much, the human body, pretty much hasn't, as far as taking care of it, hasn't changed in the past, eons of years. My boss is terrible. I'm self-employed. That's bad. Could be worse, I guess. You could go into business like maybe with your wife or something, and then, because then she would be your boss. Really, most figuratively, literally, she would be your boss. Well, that would suck to have to hand her your 2-week notice,
That comes in the form of divorce papers.
Honey, I have my 2-week notice here, and then, you got to sign these papers as well. And boy, that would stink, Yeah, have a word with yourself, Boonberry. You have to have like a department meeting, with your boss. You could be like Tony on Heavyweights. Have you ever seen Heavyweights? He's like, yeah. How you doing, little Tony? Bad. Why do you feel bad? Because everything's falling apart. I can't do anything about it. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Well, whose fault is it if it's not your fault? It's their fault. That's right. It's their fault. You are the ones.
I bet you company picnics are a blast.
I would have a wait a minute, company picnic. How would you do the 3-legged race, Boone? Do they still do those at company picnics?
I don't know, because every time we have something at our hospital, it's more like always upper management. We don't get to go type deal.
Oh, I don't know that
But
ours
it's
does
supposed to
that.
be for the.
I was thinking like, there's companies out there that they have like, company picnics, and they bring the family along, and they have like potato sack hops and three-legged races and little games and stuff that they do. But I know ours doesn't do that. They have stuff, but mostly it's like dinners, like fancy dinners and stuff like that. And like you said, it's mostly like management. And it kind of makes me glad I'm not management, because I don't really want to do that. I mean, if I could go like in the side door and they could give me a to-go box, that's fine. But I don't want to dress up in a suit or tie or anything like that, and then have to sit down and figure out which fork to use for what, and stuff like that.
You don't want to go to those fundraiser events, do you?
No. If I can't wear a t-shirt and jeans, I'm out. Because that's me. I'll wear my scrubs. But if I can't wear a t-shirt and jeans or my scrubs, I'm out. I am not management material. I can be chief tech, but I am not administration. And chief techs are not administration. Chief techs are just the people who have either been there the longest and know the most, or just know the most. I don't really even want to do that, to be honest.
I was gonna say sometimes that's not a good thing, knowing the.
I want to get my orders and go do stuff. I can start IVs all day long, or I can do CTs all day long, or X-rays or whatever. But as long as I get my breaks and lunch, I'm happy. Your boss's kids are the worst. Well, go to work with my wife. Nah, I just stay unemployed. Thought I set my GPS. I guess I did not. Would you have to disclose the relationship and disband the relationship, since upper management can't be in one together? Oh. Maybe they don't have that clause. I don't know. I know that is one thing, like with us, and I'm probably sure it's the same with you at your hospital, old man. Like if you have a relationship, or you start a relationship with somebody else that works in the same facility, you have to sign some stuff, with HR.
I don't know if they have to sign it or they can't be in the same department. I know, like me and my son, because he works in the same hospital, we can't work in the same department, or they don't want us to.
Yeah. I don't know that they're that restrictive, but I think you have to sign something saying, like, if there's an issue, that it must be resolved, or something. Like, I guess maybe like, I don't know, it's probably saying something like if there's an issue, you resign, or something like that. Something to that effect. I don't know. I've never had to fill out any paperwork, so. I just go to work, do my job, and come home and play Farm Sim and eat pizza. What does the Mandalorian say? This is the way. That's pretty much what I said. This is the way. Go do your job, go home, make enough money to pay bills and get pizza.
Yeah, come home, play Farm Sim.
Play
calm
Farm
down.
Sim. Mm-hmm. And drink orange soda. Yes, I have orange soda here. Right here with me. I'm going to take another drink. Woohoo! Man, that's good stuff. So they recently, knock on wood, they've had orange soda in the bottle. So I bought I bought one pack and put it in the fridge, and then I've got three more packs on standby.
So you stocked up.
Kind of stocked up a little bit. I could have bought more, but it was early in the morning, and the guys that were stocking it were like there, and I was like, maybe I should just get like this X amount. Did this come with fenders on it? I don't remember. Oops. Oh yeah, I guess it did. That's one of the. It's one of the options, I guess. Maybe with the other one, you can take the fenders off of it, but it's okay with fenders on it. Keeps the mud off the hydraulics and stuff. What size bottles do I get? Let's see, how big are these? These are 16.9 fluid ounces, I guess, or 500 milliliter. Is that what that stands for? Fluid ounces? FL ounces? I think that's what that stands for. Pretty sure it doesn't stand for Florida ounces. Or foot long ounces. I was kind of happy today. I kind of beat the system. I got there's Subway restaurants like all around, but there is one that's like super close. The rest of them I would have to drive a bit to get to, and I don't really want to drive a bit to get to them. The one that is super close to me, however, has decided to be one of those. You know how they have the advertisements for like the buy one get one footlongs for Subway and stuff like that, and then they say at participating restaurants. The one closest to me has decided to not be a participating restaurant for all the codes and stuff that you can put in on the app, right? Like the promo codes. I did some Googling today, and I found a code that I guess they don't have like blocked on their computer or something, because I got one like half off. So even though it doesn't take like the ones that are advertised, like right now, I found one that works. So
that's good.
Yeah. So I got a Subway sandwich today. Got a foot long. We may have to sell some soybeans. This trailer's getting a little full. See how much is in there. Ooh, let's see. Ooh, where's it at? Crumpet. It's got 35.8 in it, and it holds 59, I think. And we're just about done with the first field. So yeah, I'll probably go back. Thought about going back maybe Friday and getting another sandwich. I'll probably go back and they'll have that one blocked. I don't know why they want to do that or be that way, because they're hurting for business, really. Like, when I went to pick up my sandwich today when I got off work, there was nobody there. Nobody inside. Now, granted, it's 2:30 in the afternoon, but normally,
Yeah.
normally elsewhere at other ones, I've seen them, they're just busy all the time, But they had nobody. And I'm like, it's because y'all don't... And they don't take... it's not that they don't just take the stuff online or on the app. They don't accept, like, coupons either. Like, if you get a coupon, say, like, in the mail or in a newspaper or something like that, they don't take any coupons. And it's... I mean, it's crazy because it's Subway. But the rules with Subway is like... I guess it's like a franchised and it's independently owned. So... That's how they do that and get away with it. But McDonald's, even if it is owned by a franchisee, they still have to follow like all the rules and accept, all the advertised stuff. Like, they can't say, oh, we don't take that here, we don't do that here, something like that. Now, their ice cream machine might be broke, but, that's everywhere. That's not just a one-place thing. I think that's all McDonald's.
And that's amazing how all of them are always broke.
Yep. I think it's the time of day. I think it's like they don't want to make ice cream at a certain time of day. It's amazing how much I've gotten this character to look like me. Does your character look like you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Down to the shirts.
Yep. Oop. Wow, you disappeared there. Got a little gray in your beard there?
Well, I don't have a full beard anymore, so I probably should take that off. I just got a mustache. So.
Oh, you disappeared again.
Hair's that short. Wear ball cap all the time. Wear button-down shirts, jeans, and boots.
And there's my guy with the brown beard. I'm actually about that skinny. I think I've gotten a little bit of a belly back, but that's because I've been drinking a lot of Dr. Peppers.
I was going to say, you might have to add a couple more pounds, and it might look really right. But
yeah, they need to add that for the next game. Add the weight options. All right, I'm gonna go dump this, and I think we can harvest that one down there with just this auger wagon. We'll find out. Go ahead and empty here. Your standard size is 500 milliliters. Ours is different. It's either 16.9, I guess, fluid ounces, or it's 20 ounce bottles. Rip tennis scrubs, yeah. Alright, I'm going to take a quick break, and I'm going to go meet old man down there. We're going to harvest that field down yonder. So I will be right back. And I'm back.
Welcome back.
Alright. I didn't even put my be right back screen on, so that's fine. Back to where I need to be anyway. Do I keep turning my hazard lights back on? Or are they coming on by themselves? I don't know. Let's see, where'd you go? Where'd you go in at? Right over here?
To your right.
Am I right?
Yep, you're going the right way.
Okay.
I'm saying it on stream right now.
Okay. You're doing inroads then, okay.
Yeah, I'm doing inroads.
Let's go look at trailers again and see how much that box thing was. It's only 4,500. They'd probably hook up to that. The only thing is like you couldn't offload it into the thingamabopper there.
Well, you can always unhook it and then dump into it and then hook right back up to it.
Yeah. Wonder what the capacity is. I didn't even look at the capacity. What was it? 8,000, I think. Yeah, 8,000 liters. This one will do chaff. So, if we, and all kinds of stuff. Look at that. I don't even know what half that stuff is. Do we have that stuff on here? I don't even know. Okay, we have the dried corn. We have the pizza stuff if we want to get into that. I don't even know where half of this stuff comes from. Ash? Where does this come from? What mod is this with? Yeast?
I don't know. I've been thinking about, I mean, yeah, because
Mint?
a lot of this stuff I would love to try to do, but
What is? I don't even know what mod this is from. It's something that we have downloaded and activated.
is it one of our productions or?
It's gotta be. But I don't even know what it is though. So they have all the dried stuff here, but that's not with the dry corn production thing. There's pumpkin. I think it's a Stevie thing we have activated somewhere maybe. I don't even know. I'm gonna go look in productions and see. So here's the beginning. This is all giant stuff here. This is part of the platinum. So I'm sure it's not in there. So there's the dry corn add-on. This is the one from the mod hub. Unless it's maybe it's the pizza production mod? No? It can't be just that one. You think that's part of the map? It would be listed if it was part of the map, wouldn't it? Oh. Yeah, no, we won't want to do that then, will we? Surely it's not. If it's part of the map, it'd be listed in things, wouldn't it? Like, where's that? It's under map, isn't it? Yeah, here we go. No, alfalfa is the only extra thing. I don't know where that stuff comes from. What mod do we have on that does that? Yeah. Look, there's beef, pork, chicken meat, sheep meat. Says it's accepted at Frankenmuth Farmers Market. What mod do we have on that does meat?
You didn't download a butcher mod, did you?
No.
I don't think so.
I would remember that. Unless it's under sell points and not productions or something.
I don't know, beef was at $4,000. I mean, that's pretty good.
Do you think it's because maybe we have to sell everything in the wholesale?
That's probably what it is.
Maybe it includes it because we have these in there. Because there's a meat right there. I bet it's because of that then, not necessarily production. That's got to be it. Because this thing should start scrolling down there anytime now. There it goes. Starting to move now. So there's a meat right there. There's I think that's the ash one. Yeah, there's some of this other stuff in there. It's these wholesale productions. It's the sell everything. So there's a few of these in here. So that's got to be it. And then we have the Christmas market stuff. That takes that stuff. And then the rest of it's in-game. I find it funny, though. There are 2 of these farmers market things from... aren't these the same thing? They look like the same thing. Oh, you know what? Did they have this farmer's market from the base game and they just called it the farmer's market, and then they added this one to Silver Run and called it something else? I bet that's it. Because this one has the sell things out back. And this one is in game, and it only has like the little one thing out back. I bet that's it. I bet that's the farmer's market from... I haven't played Hot Baileron, but is that the farmer's market from Hot Baileron? I bet it is. You doing another round, or are you coming back this way?
I was going to head back the other way.
Okay. So you're going to go back that way?
Yeah, because that way my pipe's out.
Okay. Let me make my way around this house. Around this house. Gonna have to drive through their yard. Oh no. That combine looks really good. Nice old combine. I did research that combine. This combine was in production, the 2188 from Case IH. Was in production from 1995 to 1998. The extended grain thing was an option you could do. So
And you can have the GPS on it.
Yep, since it was made in the mid-90s, you could have the GPS on it. That's the rule we're going by anyway. Trees. But yeah, they added the option to those mods. Those are in the mod hub. They added the option that you can make that a US combine. it was EU and US configurations. It was just EU configurations, so they added just to that one in the pack. Now there's a 1660 in the pack, and I forget the number on the other one. Those, surprisingly, I don't think you can make them US spec. They still have those, what do you call them, the placards, the little signs that have the lines on them. You okay, old man?
Yeah, my GPS got off a little bit.
Uh-oh. Did you bump the adjust button, maybe?
No, we did.
I have to double check your auto width on it. Let's see, what's that header? That header, if I can find it, 6.1 meters. Hey Siri, how many feet is 6.1 meters?
6.1 meters is 20.01 feet.
20.01 feet. So go to your GPS and make sure that says 20.01 feet up there at the top on the right.
That's what it says.
Alright, then you're good to go there. Must have bumped it or something. Electrical gremlins? Nah. Might be some gopher holes knocking it off. Bumping into it or something.
I was gonna say Gremlins. That was a good movie.
Yeah. Interesting fact about Gremlins. The movie.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say don't feed them after midnight.
Well, that too. But interesting fact about the movie. The town square that they filmed that in is the Back to the Future square. It's just covered
Really?
it's just covered in fake snow. So if you go back and watch that, especially like in the opening, because there's like a wide kind of panoramic shot of the town square, it's got everything. It's got the clock tower there. It's got the buildings. It's shot at different angles, but they do like a wide panoramic of the town square. And it is the Back to the Future square that's just covered in white. It's covered in snow. So it's hard to tell. If it wasn't covered in snow, it'd probably be more recognizable. Yep. I had a picture of that. Let me see if I can find it again. Yeah, I'm going to post this in Discord. Discord. General. So look at that picture in Discord, old man. And you can look at both the pictures. Now, granted, the one is at a kind of a slightly different angle. But the one that's got the snow, there's the clock tower on the right. And it's got all the same storefront buildings, I guess you could say. Especially the one there with like the A-frame with the all those windows that come out. I can't remember what they're called. But yeah, that's the Back to the Future Square right there. If you zoom in and look at it, you can see the sidewalks. It makes like a Y coming out from the clock tower. The sidewalk comes straight out the front, and then it makes a Y going out to the corners of the street there. Makes the same Y. So, yep. Same one. Of course, the town in the background is from the buildings up. I think that's all green screen, and the town is kind of added in. They did the same thing pretty much with the Goonies and stuff like that on some of the shots. They didn't do the town on the Goonies. The town was real. That's Astoria, but they did the coastline green screen behind the kids when there's a scene they're looking at the map.
So, what movie came out first, though? I can't remember.
Back to the Future did, I think.
Okay.
Back to the Future was 85, and I think Gremlins was 86 or 87. Hey Siri, what year did the movie Gremlins come out?
Here's an answer from Wikipedia.
Oh no, I was
Gremlins is a
wrong.
1984 American comedy horror film directed by Joe Dante.
All right, shut up. Gremlins came out in 84, yeah, and then Back to the Future came out in 85. So,
wow.
So there you go. I guess Back to the Future made the square more infamous.
That was a bigger movie.
And it was based mainly in the square. But yeah, same filming location. Of course, you know, they use a lot of those same locations for a lot of movies. If you look at, if you've ever seen Friends, the TV show, the opening, I guess, where they play the theme song, where they're at, where the fountain's at, and all the buildings in the background, you can watch Hocus Pocus, and it's the same set. Hocus Pocus, they run in front of those same buildings, so. And as a matter of fact, the swimming pool from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is on that same set as well. It's right across from the buildings. They kind of hide it and block it off with trees and bushes and stuff. But it's really interesting to see all that. They recently just tore down that set. That was on the, oh gosh, what was it? That was the Warner Brothers backlot set in California. They just tore all that set down. So the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation house was there. The Lethal Weapon house was right next door to that, which you can see that house from, if you watch Lethal Weapon or you watch National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, you can see both houses. But yeah, they just recently tore down that set. It's kind of sad because it's been there all this time, and then they decided to tear it down, and they're putting up Warner Brothers offices there. So, kind of sad. Yeah, the fountain scene, that's the Warner Brothers backlot that they just tore down recently. They took the fountain out. The fountain, I think they relocated the fountain somewhere. But that's where that all was filmed at, was the Warner Brothers backlot. I guess I could find that picture too for y'all, if y'all want to see that. Yeah, so it's kind of hard to tell with that picture. I'm going to let you run a little bit there. I'm going to try to find a better... I think with all the internet stuff, you could find somebody that could do a better picture of the side-by-side stuff. I may have to go with that one. Well, okay, I guess I could post two separate pictures. Let me go back to that Friends picture. I lost it. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay, so I'm going to post two pictures in here. First one is the iconic Friends picture with the couch and the fountain and the buildings in the background. So pay attention to the fountain and the buildings in the background. Here's the Hocus Pocus scene filmed with the same location. You can see the buildings match there. The ones kind of behind the word Hocus and the ones behind the words friend right there. Those match. There's a tree blocking the big red building, but looks like the tree might have been a little fuller when they filmed that for Friends, because they filmed Hocus Pocus in 1992, I think, and then it released in 93. And then they filmed that opening sequence for Friends in late 93 or maybe early 94. I think it was early 94 when they filmed it for Friends. So a couple years had passed, so that tree's probably a little fuller there, blocking that building. And it's probably the angle too, maybe a little bit. Camera angle. But yeah, a lot of shows and movies filmed in the same locations that you never knew. Little Easter eggs. A lot of stuff filmed on the same spots. Do what, old man?
I didn't say anything.
Oh.
You hearing things now, Matt?
I thought I heard you say something. Yeah, it's kind of sad. I really kind of was looking up the Andy Griffith Show, the filming locations for that, for Mayberry and stuff. They tore that studio lot down too. It is now a warehouse park. So there's like businesses and warehouses out there now. I watched a video, somebody went out there to find where the courthouse stood. And there's a sidewalk where there's like a bush where the bush and the sidewalk separate the parking lot. And they found the exact spot of where the front steps of the courthouse would have been. And it's like, there's like one parking space, a bush, and then the sidewalk. It's very sad. I think stuff like that, because you realize that same studio lot, they filmed the Andy Griffith Show. They filmed Gone with the Wind, the Atlanta scenes from Gone with the Wind. They filmed Gilligan's Island there. So there was a little like pond with jungle out back. That's where they filmed that. That's where they filmed several scenes from The Creature from the Black Lagoon. Lot of stuff. I think they did some Star Trek filming there. There's an episode where they I guess they're in another dimension or something, and they're actually in the Mayberry town. But it's you can see, like, in the background, you can kind of see it's kind of trashed up to make it look kind of apocalyptic in the Star Trek episode. But you can see, like, the Mayberry courthouse, and it's like the main street of Mayberry. It's got a lot of debris and stuff in it. But yeah, and then now there's just warehouses there, and they're not even like studio warehouses. They sold off the property, and it's like businesses. I think I want to say there might be a FedEx or something there, like a little store, and then there's some other private warehouses where they store and sell other stuff, I'm sure.
Kind of like selling off history right there.
It is. It's sad that they do that. There's still some backlot tours that you can take. I know that the Universal still does the Back to the Future one, where you can see that, and you can see, like, the Munsters house and all that stuff. But yeah, they sell off all that stuff, and it's gone. I saw the studio set up for I Love Lucy, and that was crazy. I saw, like, an overhead shot of it, and it's just like in a big studio. Like, it's not enclosed at all. I mean, it looked like a little model set, but it was actually the set. But you know, a lot of the shows that we watched growing up are filmed on the same sets. I know that Roseanne, remember that show?
Oh, yeah.
That 70s show, I think, is filmed on the same set that Roseanne was filmed on.
Well, that's just like Happy Days and was it Loose? Who was the ones that were together? The two girls.
Laverne and Shirley?
That's it.
Yep. A lot of those were filmed on the same studio set. So when one show ends, another show kind of takes its place in that studio. And they have a lot of studios out there. Especially if you pay attention and you look at the ones that are kind of done by the same producers and stuff. Like Miller Boyette Productions. You know, they did Family Matters and Step by Step and Full House. If you look at Carsey Werner, they did Roseanne. They did that 70s show. I think they did. I'm trying to think of what all they did. There were some others, but those are the most kind of notable ones. And then Bad Robot, they did Lost. And I think, I'm trying to remember, they did Lost, and I'm trying to remember what else they did. They did another one.
Didn't they do Lost in Space?
Mad Robot?
Yeah.
No.
I could be wrong.
Or Bad Robot. I'm sorry, not Mad Robot. Bad Robot. Bad Robot, they did Lost. That Bad Robot's more of a, well, I say it's more of a Today production company. It was a Today production company back in the mid-2000s. Of course, you know, that was 20 years ago now, which is crazy to think. The mid-2000s was 20 years ago, old man.
You can stop reminding me.
I feel like I'm ready for the nursing home.
What are you trying to say, man? I'm a couple years older than you.
I'm ready.
Am
I'm ready for my walker.
ready for the grave, huh?
I need my walker and my Fixodent. And
My
you know,
melatonin.
my high fiber breakfast, and you know, it's scary. Because now, let's see. 1993 was 30 years ago. (1983) was 40 years ago.
Come on, keep going.
1973 was 50 years ago.
No, it wasn't. It was 49 years ago.
No, it's 50.
No, because I was born in 72 and I'm 50.
No, it's 2023. You include it in the year that it is.
Yeah. See, that's what happens. You get older. Your
See,
brain
you're
starts
ready
to
too.
get squishy.
See, our memory, that's the first thing that starts going is the memory, old man. Then the vision, and the hearing, then the teeth, and then the, it's a vicious domino effect after that.
I was going to be 51 this year. Man, that. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, 1973 was 50 years ago. I think, isn't that when MASH first aired? Or was it 72? Uh, 72. So 51 years ago. So MASH was 50 years old last year.
Yeah, in September.
Yep. So.
I was thinking I probably should have done another end road right here, but.
We're almost done now.
Yeah.
Just think we got another field to go. At least one more. It's not as big. It's a tiny field, but I think we'll probably pass on that other one. Still there, but I think we'll pass on it. That's a much bigger field. Mucho bigger.
Oh, yeah, that might take a minute to do.
Yeah. And I don't think we're going to go that late, so I'll probably work on that. I'll probably work on that plying one tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon, get that done. Because that's another, like I said, that's another 158 grand, which we desperately need. Because we're fixing to go into winter.
Yeah, and that tent's going to be cold.
Yep. I was gonna see if I could find a fire. I found another tent that has a fire, but it's like a grill kind of type thing. It's like a cowboy grill where they put the grate over the fire, but you can't go in the tent. So. Guess I could upgrade us to maybe like a trailer. That's at least enclosed, because that tent, that's going to be cold, like you said. The tent was temporary anyway. There's no way I'm ever going to put the bus in. That thing looks gross to me. That looks like a hippie bus that, they did all the bad stuff in, and then it broke down, and then somebody left it where it stood, and or where it sat, and the wheels rotted off of it, and the original bed that the hippies put in there is still in there, and gosh, it looks so turdy, so bad. You need to take care of what you say, young man. What happens first comes from your comments. Nah, it's already happening. It's already happening. It happens to us all. You know what? I should probably go empty. Let me go empty. At least what I can. Into the truck. See, though, I'm afraid I'm going to get, like, tetanus or some other kind of thing staying in that bus, Twitchy. I don't want to catch nothing that I don't need, that doesn't need to be catched. Mm-mm. And you might find like some dirty needles or something in that thing.
No, we're not gonna do that.
Should probably go towards the front here a little bit. Get over, get over, get over. Come on. Oh, hey, look, the wood gets dirty.
It does look pretty good.
Yeah, it looks good. It's great. Nice old little auger wagon. It does its job. I mean, it's pretty good for what it holds. It holds like 22,000, I think. Sounds great too. The emptying of it. You can hear it. Truck is getting mighty full. Probably not gonna hold it all. Nope. So I got 927 liters. So we got the truck full. I think we can probably get by because that we only have a little bit left down there. And then we have the little field up there that we need to do real quick. So maybe whatever we have left in the grain cart, we could probably park both in that shed up there. And just keep it in there for the winter and keep it in the dry, I guess. Of course, I don't know, technically that's not really realistic because some of it'll rot, right?
Yeah.
Of course, some of it's going to rot in the bin too, though. But that trailer does shuffle on the bottom. So I guess we could turn on the shuffler. We could turn on the shuffler and shuffle it every day. Every day I'm shuffling. Isn't that how it goes? You work in healthcare. You must be jabbed up to the hilt. Yeah, and I don't know. I don't want one more. Or several more. From a dirty old bus. No. I already have to get a flu shot and, maybe other shots. And I don't want to do those. So.
I don't want to do no shots.
I really don't either. Well, we used to have to do the TB skin tests too, and now we don't have to do those. Those are bad enough. If y'all have never had a TB skin test, they take the needle and they go in at the angle of the skin and they get it just in the right spot, and then they push on the injection through the needle and it blows up a bubble probably about the size of a dime on your arm. Puts a little stuff under your skin there. And they take it out, and I always bled a lot after they take it out, but I guess my blood's really thin. And they read that, 2 to 3 days later, something like that. And if it's got, like, spots or purple markings or something like that on there, then it's a reactive skin test, TB skin test. So then you have to go through the whole ringer of seeing a doctor and getting a chest x-ray and all that, just to make sure you don't have like TB, like active TB. Poncho and sombrero keep you warm and highly portable. I don't think that'll work in the winter, though. I really don't. But yeah, I guess I'll upgrade our house when we make some money off of maybe a few things. We've got straw we can probably sell this winter. We might have some soybeans we can sell. We've got the contracts that we're doing. I mean, I've got that one up there we'll knock that out and get 158 grand for that. And then we've got 4 sawmills in production at the sawmill. So we're gonna have some pallets up there to sell. Lumber. We're gonna have lumber and prefab walls, and we got short boards, we got long boards, we've got what are those, 4x4s or 6x6s or whatever. And we have a flatbed and forklifts, so we can load them up all winter and sell them. We could sell some firewood too. We got trees on the ground up there. Alright, old man, after this pass, me and you will go up to field 50 something? 50?
Okay.
50, yeah. It's the one with the trees in the middle of it. It's not a very big field, but it's, knock them trees out and plow that up. And I don't even know. I'm assuming maybe we can combine that with the forest area in 51 eventually. Because the land north of that you can't buy. The one between 53 and that one. Or 49 and that one. I wish the numbers were the same. He did that on Prairie Farms and it was fantastic. Giants needs to go to one number. Either a plot number or a field number. Really, they should just go ahead and change it to plot numbers. And then if they want to keep the field numbers the same as the plot numbers, just keep them all the same, One number for the plots, the areas. Alrighty. Turn my hazards back on and I'll meet you up there. Now, if we make enough money during the winter, selling, I doubt it'd be selling straw, but it could be the lumber and stuff. If we make enough money selling that stuff and we can afford it, I wouldn't mind getting field 82 over there, along with the wooded area beside it, because we're going to need another wooded area to work on. I think that's the next cheapest one. Pretty sure it is. Whoa. Did I do something? I did something. Hang on. What'd I do? I went into this and I don't know what I hit. I heard a bunch of clicking. I tried to engage my GPS, but I guess I did it wrong. Because I really don't want to crash. Yeah, that wooded area over there. I think that's the next cheapest one, other than the ones that we can't get to. So this area would probably be the next one, because that's only 16.8, and we can't really get into it. Probably until we get like 56. That's 371 grand. So I mean, we could probably get into it if we had that one. That's 236. And I doubt we could get into it from that one. That's 159. But yeah, 82. Where's it at? It's right here. So this one, that's only 84 grand for that. So that would be the next cheapest logging area to acquire. Yeah, just looking at these trees, my computer's kind of ribbing up. You can really feel it when I look at the trees, especially when we're right by them. It's kind of better now, but when we get right by them, it kind of gets framey.
See, that's funny because I don't have that problem.
You don't have that issue?
No, I do not.
I'm driving by the trees. I just
No.
updated my driver, and I still have that problem. So I don't know what causes it.
I bet you wouldn't have that problem with the other one.
Probably wouldn't. I probably need to get that out. It's on my to-do list. Of course, I made that list a little over a year ago. See, the problem is like, you know, you have honey-do lists. I need to get a honey to make me do the list. Of course, I don't know that a computer would apply there, but...
Let me tell you about that list. There's a never-ending list.
How does that go?
Somehow it just... stuff appears on it.
No.
I mean, my wife, she's got stuff planned that I can't do until the spring. But it's on the list.
So this is our field here we bought. It's got soybeans, and then we got this cluster of trees out here. This would be a great place for a toy. One of the collectibles.
Well, we need to pick up that toy too. We need to find a combine.
Yeah. Well, I know where some are. There's some down there at the power lines. We found there's like one toy per power pole down there. You know the big power lines that are by our farm?
Yeah.
There's like one toy under each one. Now, the ones over here on the far west side don't have any, but all the ones all the way over to that roadway over there on the east side of the map, there's a toy per like pole over there. Guess I need to go over there and pick them up real quick. Because we are getting close. We're right at it. We're right at time here.
We need to pick up how many tractors we have too.
Let's see, we bought one more. And then we also bought a skid steer. I don't know that qualifies, but we bought one more new tractor. Let's see, what toy is over here? Okay, there's a tanker. We didn't really buy anything fertilizing wise. We're gonna get another. I think we're gonna get another fertilizer spreader. We did buy another trailer. See, I can't remember what's where. Yeah, Phil found them Sunday.
I saw that you found Phil.
Yep, we found Phil. Apparently he was riding around in some balloon across Alaska and Canada and America, and the Air Force started shooting rockets at him, so he bailed out.
Just glad he's okay.
Yep. He wasn't in the first one. He was in one of the, I think he was in like the second one. They shot him down over Saskatchewan or something like that. I don't know. We didn't really buy a plow. Big facts, yep. I still want to call you the man, lonely farmer. Yeah, there were sugar beets like all around this house left over. There's a tractor. So we did buy a tractor. So there's 7 more of those to go. We're a little ways away. That's a good rule to go by, though, buying the equipment and then getting a rebate. So we got a $1,000 rebate on that one. Let me tab back over here and go to these other power poles real quick. A lot of cotton. We're definitely going to get into cotton on this map. It's a good map for it. It's nice and flat. Big fields. Gonna get into corn, do the dry corn. We bought a harvester, so there's the harvester. Is that it? Is that all we... I think that's it. We didn't really buy a seeder or anything.
Does the Olga wagon count as a trailer?
Oh yeah, you know, you're right. I think that does count as a trailer. So let me go. I think there's a trailer down here somewhere. John said the same thing, yeah. Once we get to know you as somebody, you're kind of stuck with that name. There's the trailer. So we got an auger wagon. All right, getting some rebates in here. You know, we can go to McDonald's at least and get some lunch. All right, I think that's it. So, all right, so old man and I, we're gonna harvest this right here, and once we get it harvested, at some point, I'll probably come and get those trees. Take them down to the sawmill at some point. We got a whole mess of trees down here where this tractor's at. Let me get up. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna raise that up. Okay. I'm gonna try this. I've actually put on some weight, so this is a little more difficult. There we go. Alright, so there's a whole mess of trees down here. Came in, cut the forest out. I've got the stumps to grind out. We have the machine to do that now. Plus, we have forklifts on that machine, so that'll be the machine we use to load pallets and stuff. But I've got stumps here to grind out. I've got stumps over there by 102. It's field 101 over there. I got stumps to grind out down there. Got some plowing to do all around the map. To get us ready for spring, I guess, for spring planting. That's another thing we need to buy is a planter. So we'll have to get that. And we probably need a cultivator too. So we still got some stuff to buy to get ready for the spring planting. But we're gonna get into fall tillage here, getting kind of the fields ready to go. Once I get all the trees picked up out of here and the stumps out, we'll plow this up. And yeah, keep on rolling here on this new map. Yeah, did a little bit of logging here. We got a pretty decent size operation going on down here at the sawmill. We put in the platinum sawmills, so we're getting some pallets in. So we'll be delivering this lumber this winter, probably in the snow if it snows here. We got our long boards or short boards. We got our, I don't know, what are these, 4x4s or 6x6s or something. And then we have our prefab walls. So all of these sawmills, this one, that one, we got 4 of them in the yard right now. So they're all full. They're making the stuff to sell. We're getting wood chips, so we'll have a few wood chips. I don't know how many wood chips. Let's see. Does that say on there? Yeah. Wow, is that only 11 liters? That looks like more than 11 liters. That ain't worth it at all. Not for wood chips. Huh. Thought we'd have more than that. That looks like more than 11 liters of wood chips, I'll be honest. That's 2 liters. That looks like way more than 2 liters of wood chips. But anyway, we're not in it for the wood chips. We're in it for the pallets. So we'll get these loaded up and sell these this winter probably. But yeah, that's it. We're going to harvest that field and we'll be back here Sunday morning. Or not Sunday morning. Well, we will be here Sunday morning. Well, we'll be back here Saturday morning as well, right? Yeah, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. So yeah, you guys have a good rest of your night. Have a good rest of your week. Friday's just around the corner, and then Saturday will be here before you know it. So until the next time, remember, you reap what you sow. It's Matt from the Green Arcade. Old man, thanks for joining.
No problem.
And we will see y'all later. Have a good one.